Hey friend, today I want to talk to you about how I make money from my art. It is an interesting journey, I must say, and I want to be really honest with you today. There are 6 different ways that I actually make money from my art, and I want to encourage you. You can do it, you can go down that track. It does take a bit of commitment though, but let's go and have a look at how you can do this too. So I've sold over $100,000 worth of paintings. I have owned a gallery and sold paintings through that and other people's work, but it did not start there. And I want to go back to the beginning of where I was just a touch under 10 years ago. I moved, anyway, interstate, which is not that important for you to know, but I didn't know anyone where I was living, where we moved to. And I went into a cafe and asked if I could just paint there. And, you know, I just wanted to get to know people, mostly. So I decided I would just sit there and paint. And one day, a man came up to me and said, "Would you do a commission for me?" I'm like, "Sure, great." And he said, "Look, it's of one of my sons, and unfortunately he passed away in a car accident." So that was my introduction to commissions and making more money from my art. I had at that point sold a few paintings, but it really wasn't rolling along. And at that same time, I was actually teaching students by going into their home. I was promoting it in these cafes, and I said, "Yeah, I can teach." And I would go one-on-one and work with someone in their home for like ridiculous, like $25 or something, crazy. But it was a way of getting myself known and starting somewhere. And that's what I want to encourage you. It does take work and it does take time, but it will happen if you stick with it, So I want to actually jump ahead to here and now and how I'm making my money at the moment, because I have just given up my gallery where I was teaching a lot and, you know, selling artwork and prints and things there. So now I'm actually wanting to do a bit of travel, and I want to move, and I want a stable income that is sort of consistent wherever I am in the world. But I must say I have been trying for quite a few years. I've made quite a few $1,000s worth with online classes and workshops, but I'm really heavily leaning into that at the moment. And one of those things, which is coming up, there'll be a link in this video here, paintingwithheather.com/free workshop. I'm offering free workshops to help people come into a membership that I offer as well. So I just thought I'd throw that in at the start, because that's sort of where I'm at now. I love connecting with people all over the world and, you know, seeing what they can do online. We are doing, let me have a look here. Woo! All these little mini paintings, you know, like it's so fun. So once a month we paint a little mini painting together. Whoop! And it's just really fun and I love it. And there's a lot of mentoring goes on with that. But I'm also offering in 2026 this new thing that's going to go with this membership, which is a 2-hour session once a week. You can come on and I can talk to you. You can ask me questions about your work. Come on and finish one of these little minis, or just come and hang out. So that's where I am right now, working on a lot of online classes and online workshops. So that is one way that I make money from my art. The second way is teaching in person. Like I mentioned, I love teaching in person. I have over 7 years, probably over 1,000 people who've come through and been part of my classes and workshops, and I really love it. Running workshops, particularly with small groups of people, it's really rewarding. Running the Artist Way, I'm actually going to be running that soon in Darwin, where I'm going. I love teaching in person. I love doing it online too, but in person, you know, you do get to see people human to human, face to face. Third way, which is exactly what you're experiencing now, which is YouTube. Now, the interesting thing is with YouTube, that takes a lot of work. You know, you've got to, you know, get to a certain point to be able to even make money. You've got to have produced, you know, a certain amount of hours, and it's a lot of work. So I don't make a lot of money on YouTube yet a week, but hey people, if you do some commenting and if you subscribe and you help me with that, that'll help me get further. But at the moment, I don't know, maybe making $30 or $40 a month, maybe, I don't know. But hey, I'd love to expand on that. I love editing, I love videoing. I do not like this. I do not like being in front of the camera, but hey, that's what you've got to do to try and move forward in this way. So I can also, aside from the money side of it, I know that's what this video is about, but I do love engaging with people and helping people. So it's a really nice way of doing that and making a little bit of money on the side. So obviously as an artist, one of the main things or biggest things that I do is sell my art. So this piece here is a painting that I've done. Here we go, here's a commission. I will put that under the, this is a commission I'm working on at the moment. So selling my actual pieces of art, the real deals, the real deal pieces of art. Upside down. So that is one way. Now, that is an interesting thing. I said at the beginning, I make about, I've made over $100,000 with my paintings, but that is over 10 years. Okay, break that down. It's not something you live on or live off. And, if I had a publicist, if I had someone who could really help me with going into galleries and promoting my art, I would probably do more of it. It's not a big focus of mine. I love using my art to help others, the process, teaching. So it is something I want to lean more heavily into and get into galleries. I mean, I did have my own gallery, but at the same time, my gallery wasn't in a position where I was getting the audience that would buy my pieces of art, because they are, they're a little bit pricey. They take a long time to do, so, they're worth what they are. So I'm trying to work on that and get a bit better with selling my art. But hey, golly, can't complain. I have made a decent amount of money from my art, but it has taken time. And, I really encourage you to build up, a whole body of work to start with an exhibition. And that's sort of where I started too. So when I owned the gallery, although I still do have some work there at the moment, I was selling things like cards, doing prints of your work, which is a bit of fun, and prints of your work, small prints, larger prints, framed prints. Is a framed print of one of my paintings here. So that's a bit of fun. And, you can also get your prints, printed up and make them actually look very similar to, your original, and just put them on a frame, get it printed on canvas. So prints and cards. And yeah, I've done a book as well, so that's a fun little way of doing that. And it's a lot easier these days to actually get books printed. I've got these A5 prints as well, which are really nice. So I've got an A4, A5, and also A3 prints, and also the bigger ones. So they're a lot of fun, and that's a nice little bit of income to come in. And if you are starting out, I would start with cards. There's some really great platforms online. Just look up, printing my artwork on cards, and I'm sure you'll find plenty of options there. So the sixth thing that I make money from my art is something I'm really leaning heavily into this year and developing more. I mentioned earlier that I have a membership, which is, all about online, doing some little paintings and things like that. But similar to that is I'm leaning into doing some courses online. So I'm developing an oil painting made it easy course, and I also have another little course where you can do a water drop on a leaf, which is a beginner course. So they're really good ways, like the online options are good ways of making money as well. So that's sort of a collection. I've probably missed something out. Like I do other things, like I do team building workshops where, I get a whole team. I've had a team of 60 accountants at one point, and we do a whole piece together and have a lot of fun with that. I do like paint and sips, call it paint, Pinot and punch, have nights where people can come and paint and do stuff like that, which is great. Workshops, I run workshops on specific things. That's sort of all the in-person things that I bundled that into the in-person classes. You might be able to come up with some other ideas. There's so many ideas out there. Of course, we have AI and ChatGPT to ask little questions about all of that sort of stuff, can be helpful. But I really encourage you, if you're someone who is trying to make money from your art, you start with your art. If you've got one or two pieces of art, go and get them photographed and actually printed out as a card or a print. Sell them to your friends. Go and look at, encourage you to go and find a gallery and see if they would like to sell your art. Do what I did, go and sit in a cafe or even I have done this, in a shop window and paint, and you get to talk with people and they start to, think about, oh, would you do a class or would you paint something for me? So, think sideways, which is where I began. I began in a cafe and I knew no one except 2 other people and the people in my family in the area. And now I know thousands of people, or I've met thousands of people and sold a lot of work and done a lot of things. You've got to be in it for the long haul. You've got to be consistent and not give up, and you can do it. I'm still working on it. I'm really got to celebrate and encourage myself to not keep thinking I'm not there yet, because I am. I'm making money from my art, and I'm just very, I think my mama and dada would be proud of me to get to this point running my own business. But yeah, it hasn't been an easy journey, but very rewarding and I just love, being able to make money from something myself. So as we finish today, I want to encourage you to come along to my free workshop. You can see a little bit about how I do make money from my art by doing free workshops and encouraging you to be part of the membership. Come and check it out, why not, you try and do something like this as well. But hey, come along to my free workshop. This is where I love to just hang out. This is the place where I don't actually make the money, but I make the connections, and I love all of that. People from all over the world. We've got a lot of people already signed up. We've got about 200 people signed up already from British Columbia, from London, from New York, from Ohio, from Canada, from Vancouver, and all over Australia. There's so many people already signed up. When you sign up, and there'll be a link below, and it is at paintingwithheather.com/free workshop. It's a free workshop. You will get all this in a download, so you can go and print it out and be ready. So it's an 8 by 10 inch canvas that we're working on. Where's my little painting that I had? This is the one we're working on, and we're going to be doing that over 3 days. I hope you can join me. It's going to be so much fun. And until next time, have a good week. And if you are an artist and you want to make money from your art, it's totally doable. You need to be in it for the long haul, but it's so rewarding. And again, I hope you can join me in a few weeks' time, or days, depending on when you see this video. Come and have fun doing this. And until next time, have a good week.